sure I'm still on my game. And all of the moves that we're gonna do in our flow today are directed towards low back and back, hips, stuff for you guys standing all day on your feet.
Oh, Holly.
Does that sound
so
okay?
awesome. So sweet.
Okay. It's stuff that we typically do anyways. We're just gonna flow it all together. You know, like child's poses for low back, cat cow is for low back. We're gonna do a triangle pose for low back, pigeon, and then a couple of other things. So,
Sweet.
all right, let's go ahead and begin in child's pose. Bringing your knees wide to the edges of your mat with your toes touching, or your knees together. Either way, toes touching, hips down towards your heels. Walking your hands out in front of you, bringing your forehead down to the mat. Spreading your palms open wide. Taking a deep inhale. A nice slow exhale. Just beginning to notice your breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Bringing your thoughts and your attention present on the mat to your breath and your body. Taking a moment to notice where in your body you might feel tension. And then on your next inhale, bringing oxygen into those tight spots. And exhaling the tension, sinking a little further into your child's pose. Inhaling, walking your fingertips out just another inch or two. And exhaling, opening into your shoulders. Pressing your hips down towards your your heels. Elongating your spine out towards the crown of your head. Nice full inhales. And long, slow exhales. On your next inhale, pushing yourself up into a tabletop position, stacking your joints, bringing your hips over your knees and your shoulders over your wrists. Taking a deep inhale, arching your back, pressing your belly down towards the floor, lifting your hips and your head up towards the ceiling. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale, rounding your back deeply, tucking your chin and your hips in towards your belly, pushing up through your shoulders. And at your own pace today, to your own breath, inhale and arch, and exhale and round, going to your own pace. Wherever you are, take 3 more cycles on each side. Eating back in center when you're finished. Taking an inhale, curling your toes up onto the mat. Taking a deep inhale, pressing your hips up and back towards the back of the room, pressing through the palm of your hands, pressing those hips back, creating a nice long spine. Pedaling your feet one at a time down towards the floor. Inhale, pressing both heels down towards the floor. On your next inhale, lifting your right leg high. And exhale, tucking it into your chest and bringing your foot up, planting in between your hands. Staying up on your back toes, dropping that foot at a 45-degree angle. Inhaling, coming up into warrior one. Inhaling and exhaling. Take an inhale, reach. Exhale, coming into warrior two. Looking up over your front middle finger. On your next inhale, reaching your right hand forward all the way and then dropping that hand, fingertips down to the mat. Lifting your left hand up to the ceiling, looking up towards your hand, and then straightening your front knee. Keeping your arms open wide, using your breath, activating your core, really using your breath as you begin to get shaky or fiery in this pose. Couple more breaths, staying here, really keeping your core activated. Inhale, bending your front knee and coming back up into warrior two. Taking a deep inhale, dropping your back arm, reversing your warrior. And exhale, windmilling your arms all the way down. Coming into high plank. Taking a deep inhale at the top. Exhale, lowering all the way down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. And curling your toes up on the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, right leg high. Or same leg here. Exhale, this time bringing your knee across the mat. We're going to, this is called pigeon. So if you're flexible enough and able, you can bring the shin parallel to the front of your mat. If that's not there for you, it's not there for me. Tuck your foot in underneath your body. Scooting your left foot back and coming down onto your elbows. Keeping your hips up above your, like even. You don't want to bring your hips down to the ground, but keep your hips up. That makes sense. Yeah, looks good. Resting your forehead down on your hands. And I want you to think about not resisting this stretch deep into your glutes and hamstrings, but accepting it or surrendering to it. So as you exhale, deepening down into it, relaxing your body, accepting the stretch just a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, pushing up onto your hands, curling your left toes up onto the mat. And on our next inhale, we're going to lift our right leg high and up. And again, right leg forward, planting down in between our hands, dropping the back foot down, coming back into warrior one. Inhale, lifting your arms up to the ceiling. And on our next inhale, pushing up onto your hands, curling your left toes up onto the mat. And on our next inhale, we're going to lift our right leg high and up. And again, right leg forward, planting down in between our hands, dropping the back foot down, coming back into warrior one. Inhale, lifting your arms up to the ceiling. exhale, opening up into warrior two. This time, I'm not going to be facing you guys, but you're going to get to look at my butt. We're going to turn into our warrior two. So opening up, heels in, toes out, and then keeping a flat back, you're going to slowly bend over, and we're going to do a forward fold with our feet wide. So dropping your head all the way down, bringing your hands down to the mat, and then wherever it is for you, if you can really fold all the way forward here, you can bring your hands through your legs with your fingers pointing behind you, or you can just plant your hands right underneath your head, but dropping all of the weight, shaking out your neck, making sure you're not holding any tension. Wherever your arms or hands may be, go ahead and bring them underneath your head, and then slowly walking both hands as you twist or pivot towards the right foot, bringing your knee down, your left knee down to the mat, and then pushing your hips back towards your left heel, straightening your right leg and grabbing your toes on the right side. Inhale, releasing your toes, sliding forward, coming back up onto the toes on your left side, planting your hands. Inhale, that right leg high and back, and exhale, dropping it down, back into downward facing dog, pressing your hips towards the back of the room, really pressing through the palm of your hands, taking a full breath cycle. And on your next inhale, lifting your left leg high. And exhale, tucking it under your body, planting your foot in between your hands, dropping down on your back foot, inhaling into warrior one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reaching all the way forward with your left hand and dropping your fingertips down to the mat, reaching your right hand up above you, looking up at your fingers and straightening the left leg. Using your core and your breath to balance. Inhale, bending your left knee, coming back up into warrior two. And inhale, dropping the back arm, reversing your warrior. And exhale, windmilling all the way down, coming into high plank. Taking a deep inhale at the top of your plank. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. And curling your toes up on the mat, exhale, downward facing dog. Pressing through the palm of your hands, nice long spine. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, coming into pigeon, bringing your knee down on the mat, sinking down into your hip, coming down onto your elbows. Resting your forehead on your hands. And really accepting the stretch in your glutes, and your hamstrings, and your hip flexor. Next inhale, pushing yourself up onto your hands, curling your toes on your right side, and lifting up, inhaling your leg high and back, and exhale, bringing it forward, planting your foot in between your hands, dropping your right knee down, pushing your hips back towards your right heel, and grabbing onto your left toes. Inhale, release, coming forward, coming up onto your right toes, lifting your back knee off the ground and planting your foot at a 45-degree angle, inhaling and coming up into Warrior One. Inhale, reach. Exhale, opening up into Warrior Two. And inhale, straightening your front leg, turning to the side. This time we're going to heel toe walk our feet in just a little ways, and then we're going to squat deep into our frog pose. So we're going to drop our hips all the way down, adjust your feet however you need to. Bring your hips as low as you can, and then put your elbows on the insides of your knees, pressing your palms of your hands together. Beautiful. Sitting your chest up nice and tall. So opening up our hip flexors really helps to release our low back.
Can't stay this way very long.
That's okay. We'll be lifting our hips up into a forward fold next if you want to go ahead and do that. Taking a deep inhale. And exhale, dropping your hands down to the floor, lifting your hips up into a forward fold with wide legs, dropping your head down.
I'm actually amazed I was able to do that.
You did very well, Kate. See the progress you're making?
Yeah, no, I really do.
I know, me too. It's exciting. And walking both hands to the left side. Coming down, dropping that left knee, pushing into your hips, this time sitting up and pressing out on your left knee. Our left foot is in the front.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're all backwards, so we might as well just stay with it and switch the other side, right?
We already did the other side.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we should have turned the right direction. If we turned towards our left foot. From
Right,
our,
but it's right knee out in the front, right?
no, left knee out in the front.
Oh.
So we were right, right?
We were right, yeah.
So your right knee is down on the floor, and then you're pressing out on your left knee. Does that make sense? And planting both hands down on the mat, curling your right toes up onto the mat. Inhale, lifting the left leg out and high and back down to meet your right into a downward facing dog. Inhale your knees down to the mat, bringing your knees together, pushing your hips back towards your heels, dropping your head down, either stacking your hands and resting your forehead on your hands, or all the way down to the mat, bringing your hands down by your side with your palms facing the ceiling, resting your chest on your thighs. This pose is also good for your low back, for your whole back actually. So all of these poses or asanas that we do are also good for your internal organs. So we stretch out our torso, stretching out our internal organs, and then we crunch down like this and we crunch in our organs or compress them, so to speak. So you're like manually pumping your organs. So this helps your systems, your internal systems to flow and operate smoothly. Moves them around and gets the blood pumping. And on your next inhale, bringing the palm of your hands below your shoulders, planting them on the mat and pushing your head and chest up. We're going to go ahead and transition over into a seated position. Does everybody have a roller?
I'll get you guys a roller.
So let's go ahead and open up our spine. So we're going to place the roller at our low back or our sacrum, planting your feet just a little wider than hip width distance apart on the mat, and using your hands, keeping your hips down on the mat to slowly lower your back down, nice and controlled, bringing your spine all the way down onto the roller. You can make minor adjustments for comfort, allowing your shoulder blades to fall down around the roller on each side, opening your palms up to the ceiling, facilitating open shoulders and rotator cuffs, opening your chest, and then relaxing all of your muscles. Think about relaxing your hips, really letting your body weight down onto the roller as it supports your spine. If it's there for you and you would like to do so, you can bring the soles of your feet together, opening up your knees into butterfly. So then we're opening our hips, shoulders, chest, spine. If that does not feel good to you, you can straighten your legs or keep your knees bent with your feet flat on the mat. Inhaling your knees up, planting your feet down on the mat, and exhale, rolling over onto your left side, pulling the roller out from underneath you and dropping all the way back down onto your back. Inhaling your knees into your chest, squeezing in nice and tight, gently rocking back and forth. Squeezing your knees into your chest so much so that your sacrum or your low back comes up off the mat. Taking an inhale. On your exhale, releasing your right leg all the way down to the mat, squeezing your left knee into your chest. And using your left hand on the top of your left knee, opening your knee out to the left side, dropping your right arm down to the right with your palm open to the ceiling. relax your hips, you might feel your low back pop. Relaxing your left glute. Really accepting the pose, not resisting. Taking a deep inhale, bringing your left knee into your chest, switching hands, bringing your right knee on top of your left knee, and your left hand out to the side, palm open to the ceiling as you slowly pull your knee across your body over towards the right side of the mat, leaving both shoulders on the mat. And then looking over your left shoulder, completing your twist. And inhale everything back to center, bringing your right knee up to meet your left, squeezing into your chest. Taking a deep inhale. And on your exhale, dropping your left leg all the way down to the mat, squeezing your right knee into your chest. And with your right hand on top of your right knee, opening your knee out to the right. Bringing your left arm out to the side, your palm open to the ceiling. As your hip flexor begins to open, letting your knee fall a little further down, really opening into that hip flexor, relaxing your right glute. Taking a deep inhale, bringing your right knee into the center, switching hands, bringing your left hand on top of your right knee, bringing your right arm out to the side with your palm open to the ceiling as you pull your right knee across your body towards the left, leaving both shoulder blades on the mat. And looking over your right shoulder, completing your twist. Everything back to center, bringing your left knee in to meet your right, tucking both knees into your chest. Rolling side to side, gently back and forth, massaging your spine. And inhaling both knees into your chest, and exhaling, pushing your legs up to the ceiling, raising both heels towards the ceiling, pointing your toes down towards your head. Using your breath to stay in it as your legs get a little shaky. More breaths cycles, inhaling and exhaling. On your next inhale, bending your knees back into your chest. And exhaling, bringing both feet down to the mat. Walking your feet wide to the edges of your mat. Taking a deep inhale. And as you exhale, dropping both knees down to the left, looking over your right shoulder. Arms out to the side, palms facing the ceiling. Inhale, everything to center. And exhale, dropping your knees to the right, looking over your left shoulder. By letting that inside knee really hang down, you're getting into your low back individually side by side. So make sure that your feet are wide. And as you let that inner leg drop down, you're just letting the weight of it fall down as far as it'll go. And inhale your knees to center. And again, one more time each side. Exhale, dropping your knees to the left, looking to the right. Inhale back to center. Last time. Exhale, dropping your knees to the right, looking to the left. And inhale, both knees to center. Walking your feet back in and then walking your heels towards your hips. One shoulder blade at a time. You're going to prop up onto your shoulder blade. So act like you're tucking your shoulder blade into your back pocket. So your hips are on the ground, propped up onto your shoulders. And then you're going to take a deep inhale and lift your hips up as you squeeze your glutes and your hamstrings. And then pressing your inner thighs towards each other, not actually moving them, but just pressing and activating your inner thighs. So everything below the waist is activated. Use your breath, stay here for just a moment. Inhale, squeeze. And exhale, lowering your hips down, staying up on your shoulders. Again, inhale, lift, squeezing your glutes, pressing your inner thighs towards each other, activating your posterior chain. Exhale, release. We're going to do that one more time. So take a breath cycle, relax your hips. Last time, inhale, lift, squeezing your glutes, squeezing your inner thighs and your hamstrings. One more inhale. And exhale, lowering your hips, releasing your shoulders, bringing your back all the way down onto the mat. Walking your heels together, bringing the soles of your feet together, dropping your knees open wide. Lowering your low back all the way down onto the mat, bringing your hands to rest on your belly. your knees up carefully. And exhaling, dropping one leg at a time all the way down onto the mat, bringing your arms down to your side with your palms open to the ceiling. Letting your feet fall out to the side, completely relaxing every muscle in your body. Staying present in the moment, using your mind's eye to work your way up your body, relaxing and releasing all of the tension, one muscle group at a time, all the way up through the crown of your head. Letting go of all the tension in your face, letting those wrinkles in your forehead melt down the sides of your head. Lifting all the weight up off your shoulders, feeling light. Taking a deep inhale and wiggling your fingers and your toes, bringing awareness back into your body. Keeping your eyes closed, rolling over onto your left side. Pausing here, absorbing the benefits of your practice. Keeping your eyes closed, pushing yourself up into a seated position facing the glass doors. Sitting up nice and tall, bringing your hands to heart center. Taking this moment to thank your bodies for the movement that they have allowed you today.